Hello everyone, this is Shadow. Due to copyright restrictions on YouTube, I can't publish many of the audiobooks you love. That's why I've created a special paid service where you can enjoy over 300 high-quality audiobooks from platforms like Webnovel, Pocket FM, Audible, Wuxia, and more. Each novel comes as a one-time purchase, no subscriptions, no hidden fees. After payment, you'll receive full access via Telegram, along with all future updates for that novel. You'll find a wide selection of your favorite genres and titles, always in premium audio quality. Check the full list of available novels in the description. DM me now to get your favorite stories in audiobook form and start listening today. Chapter 981. Lin Yuan had intelligence from Zhang Weiyang and was quite knowledgeable about the Thousand Treasures Convention. This time, the Thousand Treasures Convention features 8,633 treasures, all of good quality. Lin Yuan browsed through the list. 5,311 treasures from the Path-Splitting Realm, 1,476 from the Domination Realm, and 6 from the Chaos Realm. The rest are various rare flowers and fruits, special treasures, special materials, and so on. Lin Yuan observed that the treasures presented at a single Thousand Treasures Convention far exceeded the entire fortune of Zhang Weiyang, a peak master from the Domination Realm. Crystal of Time contains rich powers of time. After using it, comprehension of the rule of time is greatly accelerated, only effective for those below the 7th realm of time rules. Starting price, 800 Chaos Stones. Directly enhancing the speed of rule comprehension? That's rare. Lin Yuan took a closer look, but it's of no use to me. Lin Yuan's comprehension of the rule of time had already reached the 9th realm, just one step away from transforming into the great pathway of time. The rule of time is a pillar rule, and its comprehension difficulty is much lesser than that of the spatiotemporal fusion rule. Lin Yuan had long reached the 9th realm in understanding the rule of time. 7-colored Thunderbolt Stone, a remarkable stone fallen from the Chaos Thunder Pond, containing the power of 7-colored thunderbolts, greatly beneficial for those who walk the path of thunderbolts at the 12th layer. Starting price, 10,000 Chaos Stones. The Chaos Void has many peculiarities, which require numerous conditions to enter. Like the Chaos Thunder Pond, this place is filled with endless destructive thunderbolts, and only a Chaos Venerable who walks the path of thunderbolts can enter. Moreover, every once in a lengthy period the Chaos Thunder Pond drops some stones, which are the 7-colored Thunderbolt Stones. Containing some of the essence of the Chaos Thunder Pond, the 7-colored Thunderbolt Stone is considered the source of thunderbolts and is very beneficial for understanding the path of thunderbolts. The path of thunderbolts. Lin Yuan pondered for a while, as he had no urgent desire to pursue the path of thunderbolts at the moment. 10,000 Chaos Stones. That's equivalent to the entire fortune of a typical master from the Domination Realm. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. However, the 7-colored Thunderbolt Stone is priceless, and it's usually not available for purchase at other times, so it's normal for it to be more expensive. Lin Yuan continued browsing the treasures listed in the Thousand Treasures record, many of which piqued his interest, until he saw a particular item. Lin Yuan's pupils shrank slightly. It was a golden box, its surface mottled, showing signs of having weathered many years. On the lower left corner of the golden box, there was a complex pattern engraved, and upon seeing this pattern, Lin Yuan felt a sense of familiarity. Is this the mark of the profound Shenhuang lineage? Lin Yuan's expression turned solemn. Having taken charge of the Shenhuang secret realm, and being a successor to Shenhuang himself, Lin Yuan naturally had some understanding of the profound Shenhuang lineage's marks. Does this box originate from the profound Shenhuang lineage? Lin Yuan guessed in his mind. At the same time, he looked at the introduction given by the Thousand Treasures Convention for this golden box. Unknown box contains the aura fluctuations of the Chaos Realm level, with unknown origin and effects. Starting price, 30,000 Chaos Stones. The golden box had been in Mingchuan City for some time now. Even ancient Ming Venerable couldn't determine the true origin of the box. But merely based on the aura fluctuations of the Chaos Realm level within the box, It was identified as an artifact of the Chaos Realm level, and thus was priced at 30,000 Chaos Stones. In fact, this price is quite low among treasures of the Chaos Realm level. Any Chaos Realm secret treasure could sell for 50,000 Chaos Stones, 100,000 Chaos Stones, or even more. 30,000 Chaos Stones. It seems that ancient Ming Venerable does not know the true origin of this box. Lin Yuan thought to himself, as Shen Huang was a peerless great saint. A treasure left by a peerless great saint's lineage. How could it be worth only 30,000 Chaos Stones? Actually, this is quite normal, as Shen Huang existed many cosmic eras ago. Not to mention now, even in the era of the Magic Jade Tower Master, information about him was extremely scarce. The Moyu Tower Master also learned about the existence of Shen Huang from some relics. 30,000 Chaos Stones. It's worth competing for. As Lin Yuan pondered, it was because other cultivators of the second layer, including ancient Ming Venerable, were not of the profound Shen Huang lineage that they were unable to discern the true nature of the golden box. But Lin Yuan was different. He could certainly attempt to explore it. The treasures left behind by the profound Shen Huang lineage that have been passed down to the present are without a doubt extraordinary, their real value far exceeding 30,000 Chaos Stones. Slightly ordinary treasures would have long been eroded away by the passage of time. In the deepest part of the ancient Ming Chaos continent, ancient Ming Venerable suddenly opened his eyes, his expression quite somber. Ancient Ming, what happened? Have you identified the source of the crisis? The Chaos Dragon Beast immediately asked. Not long ago, foreseeing an impending crisis, it informed ancient Ming Venerable without delay. I have found it. Ancient Ming Venerable nodded, his face remaining grave. What is the cause? The Chaos Dragon Beast inquired. The strife between Shadow Demon Great Saint and Nine Phoenix Great Saint will spread to this area, Ancient Ming Venerable said. Shadow Demon Great Saint and Nine Phoenix Great Saint. The Chaos Dragon Beast was startled. These two renowned great saints have been mortal enemies since their initial entry into the Chaos Realm, locked in conflict with each other, and stepping into the great saint's domain almost simultaneously. Since becoming great saints, these two formidable beings have embarked on an age-long battle, affecting vast regions. This time, in investigating the crisis nearby, Ancient Ming Venerable learned from a friend that the rules underlying the clash of these two great saints could very likely extend to the ancient Ming Chaos continent's vicinity. A conflict between two Chaos Great Saints could cause disruption in the ancient Ming Chaos continent, leaving even near-Chaos level beings like the Chaos Dragon Beast seriously injured from the mere shockwaves of their battles. This is because the Chaos Dragon Beast can move and dodge, while the areas afflicted by the clash of Shadow Demon Great Saint and Nine Phoenix Great Saint will collapse and be destroyed, potentially even hastening the demise of universes birthed from the Chaos Void into a premature end. The feud between Shadow Demon Great Saint and Nine Phoenix Great Saint has persisted for countless cosmic eras, leading to untold numbers of universes prematurely succumbing to ultimate destruction. We're really unlucky to be precisely in the range of the upcoming skirmish between the two great saints, said Ancient Ming Venerable with a sense of helplessness. The gap between an ordinary Chaos Venerable and a Chaos Great Saint is vast. Although it is difficult for a Great Saint to completely kill a Chaos Venerable, this refers to the challenge in fully annihilating a Chaos Venerable. For Chaos Venerable possess numerous life-saving measures. Indeed, we're very unlucky, the Chaos Dragon Beast realized, sighing. The Chaos Void is boundless, and while the conflict between the two great saints has a broad impact, causing tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of universes to enter premature destruction, it is still negligible compared to the entirety of the Chaos Void. This is also why, despite the duration of their battle, no great saint of their level has intervened. Ancient Ming, what should we do now? The Chaos Dragon Beast looked to Ancient Ming Venerable. Logically speaking, the further one escapes from the battle of the great saints the better, for who knows if one might be caught in the central zone of the shockwaves. I plan to propel the Chaos Continent and move it as far away as possible, Ancient Ming Venerable said. Actually, if they were to abandon the Chaos Continent and flee directly, they would most likely be safe. But the Chaos Continent is the fruit of nearly 100 cosmic eras of dedication from Ancient Ming Venerable, and he was not willing to give it up so easily. The ancient Ming Chaos Continent is as vast as hundreds of universes, far too large to fit within ancient Ming Venerable's internal universe. Therefore, the only option was to directly move the Chaos Continent itself, hoping to avoid the aftermath range of the impending clash of the two great saints. Of course, the movement of an entire Chaos Continent is inevitably much slower than if ancient Ming Venerable fled alone, but it remains a possible solution. Even if in the end they still fail to escape from the range of the great saint's residual shockwaves, at the very least, being further from the epicenter could substantially increase the chances of withstanding it. This is the only way. The Chaos Dragon Beast nodded. This region will face destruction. Ancient Ming Venerable muttered softly. As a Chaos Venerable, he still has the capability to avoid danger, but the nearby universes and countless lives within them are not as fortunate. Chapter 982. Exploring the Origin World. Human Universe Martial Arts Evolution Tower. 30,000 Chaos Stones. Lin Yuan examined his own possessions. Currently, he only has a few thousand Chaos Stones, all of which were left to him by the peak dominator, Song Weiyang. To buy that golden box related to the profound Shenhuang lineage, Lin Yuan plans to gather as many Chaos Stones as possible, up to 30,000. It looks like I need to sell some weapons and arms, Lin Yuan thought to himself. At the moment, he has many surplus weapons and arms, but most are of the path-splitting realm level, with only a few Dominator-level weapons and treasures from Song Weiyang. First, I'll send these weapons and treasures to the Chaos Continent of Ancient Ming, then sell them and see if it's enough. Lin Yuan picked some weapons and treasures from his treasury that he doesn't need. If the Chaos Stones obtained from selling these weapons and treasures are still not enough, Lin Yuan plans to sell a few Dominator Realm rare trees. As for that Chaos Realm secret treasure, it's better not to sell if possible, since Lin Yuan can use it once he steps into the Dominator Realm. Still lacking Chaos Stones, Lin Yuan thought to himself. In fact, with Lin Yuan's current understanding and perception of Chaos Qi, he could completely refine Chaos Stones directly from the mixed Chaos Qi like a Chaos Venerable. But being able to do it is one thing and efficiency is another. Without the powerful spiritual will of a Chaos Venerable and the support of an internal universe, the Chaos Stones Lin Yuan can refine in a year would probably not exceed 10. Let's go. Lin Yuan raised his hand and tore open a spatial rift, piercing through all spatial layers, connecting the universe and the chaos void. He then threw the chosen treasures through the rift and, with a thought, a manifestation formed outside the spatial rift within the chaos void, receiving the numerous treasures. Now even as a manifestation, Lin Yuan has the fighting abilities of a peak of path-splitting realm, fully enough to make his way in the chaos void. Whirl. Lin Yuan waved his hand, and the spatial rift some tens of meters long quickly healed. Having torn through all the spatial layers of the universe, Lin Yuan could easily form an eternal spatial rift if he wished. Each strand of world-breaking origin force requires 90 days to accumulate. Is that already the limit, unable to be increased further? Lin Yuan suddenly thought. Since stepping into the 12th layer, Lin Yuan had been trying to increase the speed of accumulating world-breaking origin force, to tear open larger eternal spatial rifts. But the efficiency of the Myriad Realms Gate in accumulating world-breaking origin force still remains at 1 strand every 90 days and has not increased further. Could there be unknown conditions for absorbing world-breaking origin force I am not aware of? Lin Yuan pondered. Martial Arts Evolution Tower. Lin Yuan actively connected with the Goddess of Wisdom. Honored Human Supreme, the Goddess of Wisdom is pleased to serve you. The solemn and cool voice of the Goddess of Wisdom resounded. The 3 goddesses of human civilization, core parts originating from an incident involving countless treasures falling from beyond the universe, are one of the biggest opportunities human civilization has obtained, possessing mental and computational powers on par with Dominator realm beings. That is why they can support the almost endless major and minor decisions of human civilization. Upload the 12th layer path-splitting chapter, Lin Yuan spoke. The 12th layer path-splitting chapter of Martial Tao has been essentially completed and perfected by him for upload. In fact, whether to upload the 12th layer path-splitting chapter of Martial Tao or not is not very significant, as aside from Lin Yuan falling, No other cultivator of martial Tao could step into the 12th layer. If there's time, I can start branching out from martial Tao, Lin Yuan thought to himself. A pathway of evolution is akin to a major road. If this major road is broad enough, it can branch out into many paths. These branches are also considered major roads, based on martial Tao and leading in different directions, also capable of birthing 12th layer entities. Of course, this is contingent on the main road having substantial depth, akin to branches of a river. If it's merely a stream, its branches won't go far, but if it's a large river, even its branches will be broader than a stream. Based on martial Tao, the derived branch pathways can also bring benefits to myself, Lin Yuan realized during his ultimate leap, recognizing the advantages of widely spreading his path. That could maintain himself from never falling, which is considerably more challenging than having unlimited lifespan. With the upload of the 12th layer path splitting chapter, the martial arts evolution pathway smoothly became the first evolutionary pathway of human civilization. This event did not cause any surprises, even in the eyes of countless human cultivators and the 9 supreme beings. It was extremely normal and to be expected. Martial arts evolution pathway was previously ranked 5th in humanity just based on the 11th layer chapter. Now with the 12th layer path splitting chapter uploaded, it would be strange if it weren't first. Martial Arts Evolution Tower. Tower Master. This is the list of all who have made contributions to human civilization and have passed away since its birth. Zhang Tianji stood respectfully below, as the first 8th layer of martial arts evolution pathway. Zhang Tianji joined the martial arts evolution tower immediately. Although limited by strength, his position isn't high, but he has successfully caught Lin Yuan's attention. Lin Yuan glanced at the list, which densely recorded hundreds of millions of human names. Although the Starry Sea era of human civilization is only over 2 million years, the actual history far exceeds this number. In such a long duration, how many humans have been born? Even if only a small percentage made contributions to human civilization, the base number is too large. Tower Master, do you plan to resurrect them? Zhang Tianji cautiously asked. Those who have contributed to human civilization naturally can be resurrected, Lin Yuan said. In the past, the resurrection of deceased evolvers by human civilization had numerous prerequisites. Potential, strength, and contribution were the foremost. All 3 were indispensable, considering the 9 supremes of human civilization. The supremes revitalizing deceased lives would suffer cosmic rebuke. 1 or 2 might be fine, even hundreds or thousands manageable, but too many would overwhelm even the supremes, causing them injuries. But now, Lin Yuan's life force was unprecedentedly strong, and even if he revived lives at the 11th tier, he could easily neutralize and disregard the backlash, which is why he planned to lower the resurrection threshold and extend the retrospective time range. This was also considered a benefit for the deceased ancestors of human civilization. Several days later, all human civilization evolvers of 9th tier or above gathered outside the martial arts evolution tower. The Supremes resurrecting past lives need to reverse the flow, concerning the rules of space-time manifestation. Watching this would give evolvers insights. In the past, when the Supremes from various evolution towers resurrected, crowds of evolvers also gathered to watch, and Lin Yuan had once witnessed Xia Qin, the Supreme, performing resurrection. The Galaxy Supreme is resurrecting the past deceased lives of my human civilization? It's said that this time the Galaxy Supreme's resurrection scope is unprecedentedly broad. Anyone who has made even a slight contribution to human civilization, regardless of their potential or strength, is on the resurrection list. My God! Resurrecting so many people, what kind of backlash would he endure? Many cultivators of human civilization discussed animatedly, now that human civilization occupied the entire universe. Thus there was no issue of resource scarcity. Shenyuan Supreme and Xia Qin Supreme also rushed over. They initially planned to help Lin Yuan share some of the pressure but were rejected. Let's begin. Lin Yuan had previously resurrected past relatives and friends in the immortal realm, but the time river of the immortal realm is distinctly different from the universe's time river. The time river of the main universe is strictly a tributary of the chaos void time river. Humming sounds. Lin Yuan began to reverse the flow with a resurrection list in hand, clearly knowing the essence and aura of every human evolver to be resurrected. Lin Yuan continually fished out people from the vast time river. Wake up, everyone. With a gentle effort from Lin Yuan, over 10 billion evolvers were forcibly pulled out, returning to the current time period. In each moment, 10 billion evolvers were resurrected. In a few breaths, the total revived exceeded 1 trillion. The Galaxy Supreme. How come the cosmic rebuke, when it reaches the Galaxy Master, couldn't even ripple? Many 11s were shocked. The resurrection of 10 billion lives almost made the universe's time river locally boil. The towering backlash all pressed towards the Galaxy Supreme, but it didn't even lift the hem of Lin Yuan's robe. The life essence is too strong. I feel if it wasn't for our life essence not being in the time river, the Galaxy Supreme could even resurrect us too. Shen Yuan Supreme and other 8 Supremes were similarly astonished. They've resurrected many times and knew well what cosmic rebuke is like. The resurrection of 10 billion, even for Supremes, would result directly in severe injuries, especially since each of Lin Yuan's resurrections were also at the billion level. In a short time, a few breaths passed, and the resurrected lives exceeded 1 trillion. I've been resurrected. Has my human civilization reached its ultimate birth? Countless evolvers from before the Starry Sea era widened their eyes. In their era, human civilization did not yet have 12th-tier existence, and they never imagined they could have a chance to be resurrected. I was also resurrected. A cold man looked astonished. His name was O-In, who perished at the hands of the Black Abyss and Qingyu. Originally, according to his potential, talent, and strength, he had no qualifications for resurrection. The Galaxy Supreme. O-In looked up, only to see a towering figure slowly lowering his head to glance over here, his face betokening a benevolent smile. The legacy I left in the battlefields of different races, was it obtained by the Galaxy Master? O-In immediately understood the cause and effect, while a sense of inexplicable emotion surged in his heart. Almost everyone has been resurrected. Lin Yuan glanced over the densely packed lives that had just been resurrected, then looked at the surrounding numerous 11th-tier evolvers, entrusted them with the responsibility of arranging these resurrected lives, and immediately disappeared. Martial Arts Evolution Tower. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged. Everything is almost done. Lin Yuan took a deep breath. Now I can properly explore that original world. With this thought, Lin Yuan divided his attention, sank into the depths of his mind, and looked towards the towering and grand Myriad Realms Gate. Chapter 983 Fierce Sun. Source World. Lin Yuan's expression was solemn as he looked at the world coordinates deep within the Myriad Realms Gate. Now that I've arrived through transmigration, I no longer need to expend extra world-breaking origin force. Lin Yuan thought to himself, since stepping into the 12 tiers, his life's essence had undergone a leap, and not only did he not need world-breaking origin force for worlds he had transmigrated to before, even for worlds he had not transmigrated to, he did not require world-breaking origin force. He just needed to have the correct world coordinates. It seems that the world-breaking origin force expended in previous transmigrations was used to protect my true spirit consciousness? Lin Yuan guessed. As a being of the 12 tiers, his life's essence was strong enough, and likewise, his true spirit consciousness was strong enough to not need extra protection from the Myriad Realms Gate, thereby also saving a sum of world-breaking origin force. I still choose to transmigrate with the true spirit consciousness. Lin Yuan silently concluded. Transmigration with the true spirit will, the only defect is the existence of a vulnerable period. But this defect, with Lin Yuan's advancement to the 12 tiers, had been basically remedied. Vulnerable period? If anything, he could just return to the Myriad Realms Gate and continue the next transmigration. After all, it didn't require the expenditure of world-breaking origin force. And now, with Lin Yuan's mastery over the world-breaking origin force, even if he encountered some danger during the vulnerable period, he could block it. Minor dangers could be avoided with the help of world-breaking origin force. Major dangers didn't need to be withstood. Just give up and begin the next transmigration. As for his true self, it was stationed in the cosmic starry skies, where safety is undoubtedly assured. Especially while situated in the Shenhuang secret realm, Even if the universe itself crumbled, Lin Yuan could ignore it. Let's begin. Lin Yuan immediately partitioned a portion of his true spirit consciousness and surged into the Myriad Realms Gate. After reaching the 12 tiers, Lin Yuan's transmigrations didn't require the immersion of all his true spirit consciousness. Just a part was enough. This also meant that both the body in the cosmic starry skies and the body in the transmigrated world could act independently. Moreover, he could also utilize his numerous incarnations. Close to 1/3 of the true spirit consciousness? Lin Yuan looked at the Myriad Realms Gate. At this moment, a small portion of his true spirit consciousness surged into the Myriad Realms Gate, descending upon that source world, ready to merge into it. In a daze, Lin Yuan's slumbering consciousness began to awaken. Young master, don't die, you must not die. It's all my fault. If I hadn't been careless enough to leave, you wouldn't end up like this. Dongyang family, if anything really happens to the young master, even if my lord and lady can endure it, I won't let you off. We're almost home, just a little further to the house, and you will be saved, young master. Lin Yuan's consciousness vaguely sensed the spatial fluctuations of the outside world. Clearly, someone was carrying him through a wide-range space-time travel. Qingfin Domain. Lord Qingfin's fief? Lord Qingfin is a great lord-level existence. A lord granted by the fierce sun ancient country, terrifyingly powerful, and I am the disciple of the Yu family with the most potential, competing for a spot as a disciple of Lord Qingfin against the Dongyang family. To curry favor with Lord Qingfin, the Dongyang family took the opportunity to assassinate me while I was out. Lin Yuan quickly assimilated a massive amount of memories flooding into his mind, understanding his current situation. Both the Yu family and the Dongyang family are second-rate families within the Qingfin domain. If they could establish a connection with Lord Qingfin, they at least had a chance of being promoted to a first-rate family. And a first-rate family meant an abundance of resources and status. Dongyang Meng. A stunning figure flashed through Lin Yuan's mind. In the competition between the Yu family and the Dongyang family for the opportunity to be Lord Qingfin's disciple, the one with the highest hope from the Yu family was the original body, whereas it was Dongyang Meng for the Dongyang family. In reality, the original body and Dongyang Meng were on good terms secretly, and the original body even harbored admiration for Dongyang Meng. During this most intense competition between the two families, the original body should have been hiding within the family to prevent any accidents. But Dongyang Meng contacted him, wanting to meet and claiming to have a way to alleviate tensions between the two families, as well as resolving the current strained situation of the Yu family and the Dongyang family. So, the solution you meant was to get rid of me? The thought that emerged in Lin Yuan's mind for the last time was of the original body. Knowing that Dongyang Meng wanted to meet the original body, against all reason, secretly snuck out of the family, bringing only an old servant with him. After meeting Dongyang Meng and in order to ensure their conversation remained private, he even sent the old servant away. However, what awaited the original body was an ambushing powerhouse from the Dongyang family hiding in the shadows. If the original body hadn't carried numerous life-saving measures, and the old servant had not sensed something wrong and hurried back, he probably would have been completely shattered. My physical body and soul. Lin Yuan could feel his current state. At this moment, his body and soul were being eroded by a dark force, weakening swiftly. Only deep within his body and soul was there a life force sustaining energy, albeit the latter was clearly in retreat. If nothing unexpected happened, in at most 5 breaths, the original body's soul and flesh would be completely extinguished. What should I do? Lin Yuan felt somewhat helpless in his heart. Just after arriving through transmigration, he hadn't set up any methods and had no ability to resist the dark force that continued to erode. As for the will of the spirit, the will of the spirit also required a sufficiently strong body and soul to carry and exert its power, and his spirit will couldn't directly resist the dark erosion. Now, Lin Yuan pondered in his mind. He had 2 choices now. One was to give up immediately and have the consciousness that had transmigrated return to his true self. However, by doing so, it would be the same as wasting this transmigration opportunity. Although Lin Yuan's transmigration to the source world did not exhaust any world-breaking origin force, it did come with a cool-down period. He could only arrive once every 333 years. If he gave up this time, Lin Yuan's next descent would be 333 years later. Chapter 984. The second choice was to use the world-breaking origin force to resist that dark force. Lin Yuan didn't need to completely solve this dark force. He just needed to hold on until he returned to the Yu family, where the strong members of the family would come to the rescue. Temporarily resisting this dark force requires 100 strands of world-breaking origin force. In the blink of an eye, Lin Yuan's thoughts raced as he started making choices. Forget it, the identity I've descended with this time is not bad. At least I won't have to worry about cultivation resources in the early stage. After pondering for just a breath's time, Lin Yuan had made up his mind. As the most outstanding disciple of the Yu family, and with his parents holding high authority within the Yu family, such a starting point was indeed rare. It would allow Lin Yuan to avoid many detours in the early stage. Although a second-rate family in the Qingfen domain was not considered core upper echelon, it was still prominent enough to warrant Lin Yuan's participation. It's just 100 strands of world-breaking origin force after all. With a slight stir of Lin Yuan's mind, an invisible force began to emerge within his body. This force quickly suppressed and slowed down the dark corrupting force, reducing the rate of its spread and prolonging Lin Yuan's survival time. The most crucial thing was that this force wouldn't leave any traces inside his body, reducing any chances of it being detected by others. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Space and time were distorting. An old servant with white hair quickly brought Lin Yuan to the front of a grand mansion. What's going on? A tall man appeared, looking towards the white-haired old servant and noticing Lin Yuan, whose energy was hanging by a thread. Yan. The tall man's expression changed, and with a lift of his hand, the scenery transformed, instantly bringing the white-haired old servant and Lin Yuan to the deepest part of the mansion. Here, old men were sitting cross-legged, their auras deep and mysterious. At this moment, they all opened their eyes at once and looked towards the tall man. Elders, my son needs your help. Without mincing words, the tall man didn't even bother to ask why Lin Yuan was injured at this moment. This is the Dongyang clan's doing. How audacious of the Dongyang clan to attack a disciple of our Yu family. Several deeply aura-ed elders grimaced and acted without hesitation, stopping the spreading dark corrupting force inside Lin Yuan's body. Lucky he returned just in time. Had it been a few more breaths later, it would have been real trouble. The leading elder spoke. He looked at the tall man and frowned, saying, "What in the world happened?" Clan leader elders. The white-haired old servant, seeing that Lin Yuan was fine, let out a deep breath of relief and immediately shared how Dongyang Meng had plotted against the young master. To become a disciple under Lord Qingfen, the Dongyang family has indeed become unscrupulous. The tall man added in a timely manner at the side. Becoming a disciple of Lord Qingfen, that's a chance to soar to the heavens. Who would hold back? The leading elder of the Yu family spoke, dissatisfaction in his tone. He wasn't angry at the Dongyang clan, but at Yu Yan. Knowing that it was a time when competition between the two great families was most fierce, yet he still went out to meet with Dongyang Meng in private? Wasn't that foolish? The elder speaks the truth, the tall man immediately replied at the side. He too knew there was something wrong with his son. The Dongyang clan attacking his son? If Yu Yan had fought back, using this private meeting with Dongyang Meng as a chance to bring over many strong members of the Yu family, turning the tables on Dongyang Meng, how could he have ended up in such a state now? Then, with Dongyang Meng dead, the likelihood of Yu Yan becoming a disciple of Lord Qingfen would have greatly increased, propelling the Yu family to the skies, becoming a top-tier family within the Qingfen Yu. Elder, my son now? The tall man asked cautiously. His life has been saved, but to fully recover would take decades without even thinking about it. And in a year's time, it will be time to head to Qingfen City. The Yu family elder said, without the possibility of recovery, there's no chance of contending with Dongyang Meng, which is the same as freely giving away the chance to become a disciple under Lord Qingfen. That's good to hear. The tall man breathed a sigh of relief, immediately thinking of something, and quickly added, "I will go back and properly teach Yen." After saying this, he hurriedly left with Lin Yuan and the old servant. Finally got through it. Lin Yuan steadied himself. The world-breaking origin force fruit truly was miraculous, invisible and intangible, undetectable to anyone but Lin Yuan himself. Those few elders of the Yu family, all at the 12th layer strength? Lin Yuan inwardly sighed. Although it's just the second layer of the path-splitting realm, it's still the second layer. The Yu family is merely a second-class family in the Qingfen domain, yet they have several ancestors in the path-splitting realm presiding over. What about the first-class families then? And what about Lord Qingfen, who looks over the entire Qingfen domain? This is the origin world. Lin Yuan thought to himself. In terms of world hierarchy, the origin world is no weaker than the chaos void. The urgent task now is to recover from the injuries on my physical body and soul. Lin Yuan gathered his thoughts and started to assess his own condition. The dark corrosive power within his body had been thoroughly eradicated, but the injury remained, and it was extremely difficult to recover from. External forces had basically no effect, and he could only rely on his own origin source to gradually repair it. This was also the reason why the Yu family ancestor confirmed that it would take Lin Yuan decades to recover. Decades? Lin Yuan slightly shook his head. It would take Yu Yen decades to recover, but he would not need that long. Within the universe, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged. The situation in the origin world has finally stabilized. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. It was his first arrival in the origin world, and he did not wish to return defeated. Now, all that's needed is to wait for the natural development over there in the origin world. Lin Yuan thought to himself that, based on the intelligence he had obtained so far, the colossal extent of that origin world was terrifying, especially the fierce sun ancient country, which was unfathomably profound. Outside the ancient Ming Chaos continent, an avatar of Lin Yuan appeared. This time, the speed was much faster. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. When Lin Yuan first arrived at the ancient Ming Chaos continent, he was only at the 11th layer, and it took him 4 to 5 months just to approach it. But now, it's been just a few days since he left the main universe. If I could step into the eightfold realm of spacetime, I estimate it would take only a few breaths to arrive. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Normally speaking, the eightfold realm of spacetime is a comprehension of space and time belonging to a chaos venerable. As for the 9th realm of spacetime, that's the domain of a chaos great saint. Xianhuang reached the pinnacle of the 9th realm of spacetime in his mastering of space, invincible throughout the chaos void. The Thousand Treasures Convention is about to start. Lin Yuan immediately headed towards the ancient Ming Chaos continent. He did not forget that his purpose for coming here was to bring many weapons, treasures, and rare artifacts to sell, and then to purchase that golden box at the Thousand Treasures Convention. The golden box bore the mark of the profound Xianhuang lineage. Only Lin Yuan knew that it should contain the treasures of the profound Xianhuang lineage from the past. The golden box itself is nearly indestructible, which is why it has been passed down to the present, and the treasure contained within such a box must certainly be extraordinary, its true value definitely far exceeding 30,000 chaos stones. However, as Lin Yuan got closer to the ancient Ming Chaos continent, he immediately sensed something was amiss. Compared to his first arrival outside the ancient Ming Chaos continent, the atmosphere of the Chaos continent now was noticeably more tense, with a significant increase in the number of patrollers. In the very center of the continent, that black mountain peak that pierced the sky like a barb had somehow disappeared. Has some sort of incident occurred? Lin Yuan speculated in his mind. The ancient Ming Chaos Venerable had a great reputation in the nearby regions. For the ancient Ming Chaos continent to change like this, if it's really an incident, it must not be small. The Chaos Void is full of crises. Even the Chaos continents with a Chaos Venerable at helm are not absolutely safe, and the void outside the Chaos continents is even more dangerous. Lin Yuan felt deeply. However, the ancient Ming Chaos continent has existed for hundreds of cosmic eras, and has gone through many calamities, but all have been withstood under the protection of the ancient Ming Chaos Venerable. Whatever the incident, it has nothing to do with me. As long as I can buy that golden box, It's fine to leave immediately. Lin Yuan thought, arriving at the entrance to the ancient Ming Chaos continent, and entered smoothly. Very soon, the two avatars converged, heading to the trading area of Mingchuan City, planning to sell the multitude of weapons, treasures, and rarities to acquire enough Chaos Stones. Chapter 985, The Golden Box. All the weapons, armaments, and precious treasures combined sold for a total of 42,000 Chaos Stones. Lin Yuan returned to the inn, feeling slightly relieved. With 42,000 Chaos Stones, purchasing that golden box shouldn't be a problem. The starting price of the golden box is 30,000 Chaos Stones, and even a Chaos Venerable wouldn't spend 30,000 Chaos Stones to buy it without knowing its origins. While a Chaos Venerable can indeed condense Chaos Stones from the endless Chaos Void, it also requires effort. To a Chaos Venerable, 30,000 Chaos Stones might not be much, but to buy a golden box that might be worthless without knowing its specifics? A Chaos Venerable is wealthy, but not foolish. If it wasn't for the fluctuations of Chaos Realm energy within that golden box, it probably wouldn't even be listed for the Thousand Treasures convention. Maybe after buying the golden box, there will still be Chaos Stones left over to purchase some other treasures. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Besides the golden box, there were many other treasures listed in the Thousand Treasures record that caught Lin Yuan's eye. Of course, that was just fancy. The golden box was the priority. Soon, the Thousand Treasures convention in Mingchuan City commenced smoothly. So many 12-layer powerhouses. Lin Yuan arrived early at the Thousand Treasures Tower, the venue for the convention. Even though Lin Yuan arrived early, he still noticed numerous 12-layer powerhouses, but the vast majority were at the Path-Splitting Realm, with very few at the Dominator Realm and not a single one from the Chaos Realm. Understandable. What status does a Chaos Venerable have? It's true that the Chaos Venerable occasionally pass through the Chaos Continent, but that's just occasionally. Most of the time they are absent. If a Chaos Venerable were to pass by, Ancient Ming Venerable himself would need to show up to greet them. At this moment, Lin Yuan casually entered the Thousand Treasures Tower, exuding a faint aura of the Peak Path-Splitting Realm. The peak of the Path-Splitting Realm, among the many 12-layer beings present, was already considered strong, ranking just below those few at the Dominator Realm. Stay farther away. That one seems to be at the peak of the Path-Splitting Realm. Many at the peak of the Path-Splitting Realm. They're just a step away from breaking through to the Dominator Realm. We can't afford to clash with them. It's best to not get too close. The 12-layer beings whispered among themselves. In the Chaos Void, strength is respected. Outside of a place like the Chaos Continent where order is maintained, it's always the law of the jungle. Thus, all 12-layer beings who have survived are very cautious. They wouldn't dare provoke the strong, let alone get close to them, eliminating any possibility of offense or conflict. Lin Yuan found a place in the hall to sit down. The interior space of the Thousand Treasures Tower was extremely vast, enough to allow each participant to have a separate hall. With my strength at the peak of the Path-Splitting Realm, it shouldn't be a problem to protect a treasure worth 30,000 Chaos Stones. Lin Yuan thought to himself. In the Chaos Continent, anyone can purchase treasures, which are protected by Ancient Ming Venerable, so no one dares to cause trouble. But that may not be the case once they leave the Chaos Continent. This was also the reason why Lin Yuan revealed his aura of the Peak Path-Splitting Realm. If someone in the early stages of the Path-Splitting Realm purchased that golden box and attracted the attention of those with ill intentions, it could lead to some unwelcome thoughts and ideas. But the peak of the Path-Splitting Realm? Then they'd have to consider whether it's worth it or not. To assault and rob someone at the peak of the Path-Splitting Realm, at least a Dominator Realm powerhouse is required, which comes at no small cost. Just for an unassessed golden box? A Dominator Realm powerhouse definitely has better targets for plunder. Time went by. The Thousand Treasures convention was about to start soon. Lin Yuan sat inside the hall, observing the various auras nearby. There are more than 40 Dominator Realm powerhouses, Lin Yuan silently noted. Among these 40 Dominator Realm powerhouses, 3 had auras that barely reached the peak of the Dominator Realm, approaching that of the senior Song Weiyang. Ladies and gentlemen, In the center of the Thousand Treasures Tower, a silver-haired woman appeared. With faint dragon scales on her face, her noble bloodline was evident. Many powerful beings in the Chaos Void have bloodlines of various chaos exotic beasts flowing in them. A Dominator Realm being. Lin Yuan's expression became slightly solemn, as the aura of the silver-haired woman was hidden. Surely a Dominator Realm powerhouse. I will be presiding over this session of the Thousand Treasures Convention. The silver-haired woman's voice was concise, as she directly produced a bracelet that appeared to be a secret treasure. A defensive secret treasure of the Peak Path Splitting Realm. Wear it on your body, and when encountering danger, it will activate on its own, capable of blocking an attack from the Peak Path Splitting Realm for 10 breaths. The silver-haired woman spoke quickly while revealing the appearance and aura of the bracelet treasure. After a moment, the silver-haired woman continued, "The starting bid is 100 Chaos Stones, with each increase no less than 10 Chaos Stones. The normal price for a path-splitting realm secret treasure ranges from several tens to several hundred Chaos Stones. Being able to start at 100 Chaos Stones is firstly due to its superior quality, and secondly because the Thousand Treasures Tower provides a guarantee. The Thousand Treasures Tower, as an official force on the Chaos Continent, ensures every soul treasure is backed by proper endorsement. There's no possibility of fraud. So the treasures on auction at the Thousand Treasures Convention are priced higher than usual, but as long as they're genuine and the quality is guaranteed, there are still many strong buyers willing to purchase. 120 Chaos Stones. 150 Chaos Stones. 180 Chaos Stones. Before long, the bracelet treasure reached a price of 200 Chaos Stones. 200 Chaos Stones had already reached the category of a top-grade path-splitting realm treasure. The bracelet treasure was indeed good but not match for the top-grade path-splitting realm treasures. Hence, at this price, there were much fewer bidders. Soon, the bracelet treasure was sold for 210 Chaos Stones. One after another, treasures were presented before the eyes of the many 12-layer beings, sparking bouts of competition. Lin Yuan did not make a move, saving all his Chaos Stones until the golden box appeared. The Thousand Treasures Convention was progressing swiftly. The competition for Dominator Realm treasures quickly concluded. Next came the auction for Chaos Realm hierarchical treasures. At once, dozens of Dominator Realm powerhouses perked up. This was the moment they had come for. Golden box, containing fluctuations of the Chaos Realm aura within, suspected to be a Chaos Realm treasure. The starting bid is 30,000 Chaos Stones. The silver-haired woman presented a mottled golden box, her voice resonating throughout the hall. Silence fell around them momentarily. The ordinary path-splitting realm powerhouses, though curious about the golden box, couldn't afford such a large amount of Chaos Stones. As for the Dominator Realm powerhouses, their target lay with the subsequent Chaos Realm treasures, showing little interest in this golden box. Seeing no response from the powerful attendees, the silver-haired woman continued, "This golden box is made of an extremely mysterious material. Ordinary attacks from the Chaos Realm cannot destroy it." She went on with her presentation. Sighing internally, the silver-haired woman mused, "Still no one interested?" The golden box had been featured at not just 1,000 Treasures Convention, with its starting bid dropping from 100,000 Chaos Stones initially to the current 30,000. Just as the silver-haired woman was about to withdraw the golden box to present the next treasure, a hesitant voice came forward. 30,000 Chaos Stones. Turning to the source, the silver-haired woman saw it originate from a pavilion near the front. A slight smile appeared on her face. 30,000 Chaos Stones? Is anyone else interested? A path-splitting realm peak powerhouse has bought this box of unknown origin? 30,000 Chaos Stones. Indeed, fitting for a peak of the path-splitting realm. Probably just curious about the box. Otherwise, they wouldn't wait until the end to bid. Inside the Thousand Treasures Tower, the powerhouses of the 12th layer whispered among themselves. For a peak path-splitting realm powerhouse to spend 30,000 Chaos Stones was not out of the ordinary. Since that is the case, this golden box shall belong to the gentleman. The silver-haired woman promptly secured the golden box and moved on to introduce the next treasure. Items bought in the Thousand Treasures convention would be delivered to their new owners after the convention concluded. Got it. A smile crept onto Lin Yuan's face. Initially, he had been worried that some path-splitting realm peak or even a Dominator realm powerhouse might compete with him. Now it seemed everything had gone smoothly. Naturally. 30,000 Chaos Stones wasn't a small number. Chaos Venerables might easily produce such an amount, but Dominator realm powerhouses would definitely feel the pinch. The Thousand Treasures convention carried on. Lin Yuan also successively acquired a few treasures for hundreds to thousands of Chaos Stones. In the end, the Thousand Treasures convention concluded smoothly. When the Thousand Treasures convention ended, the silver-haired woman standing on the stage did not leave, but quietly watched the many powerhouses. My lords, my master has instructed me to make an announcement. The silver-haired woman began to speak, her master being the ancient Ming Venerable, the ruler of the Chaos Continent. Make an announcement? What matter? A matter disclosed by the ancient Ming Venerable? The many powerhouses looked slightly unsettled, some feeling uneasy as they recalled the recent tense situation in the Chaos Continent. Next, my master will activate the Chaos Continent, initiating its move away from this region, the silver-haired woman said. Move away? Why relocate? The powerhouses expressed their bewilderment. How immense was the Chaos Continent? To move such a giant continent, the amount of Chaos Stones consumed would be no joke. Before long, this area will become the battlefield of the 9 Phoenix Great Saint and the Shadow Demon Great Saint. The aftereffects of the battle between the 2 Chaos Great Saints will cover the surrounding area, and at that time everything will be destroyed, the silver-haired woman explained. A battlefield of 2 Chaos Great Saints? Lin Yuan's expression subtly shifted. Chaos Great Saints? Battlefield? May I ask about the range of the aftereffects from the battle between the 2 Chaos Great Saints? A Dominator realm powerhouse inquired, concerned as his abode was in the vicinity. If what the silver-haired woman claimed was true, survival would mean keeping a good distance. Approximately this range. The silver-haired woman pointed. A map of the Chaos Void materialized with certain areas marked in red. This is troublesome. Lin Yuan focused on the red areas of the Chaos Void map. If the positioning was accurate, his home universe lay squarely within the battlefield range of the 2 Chaos Great Saints. Remember, within this range, even universes birthed from the Chaos Void will be destroyed, prematurely entering the Great Dissolution. If you wish to survive, feel free to apply for permanent residence in Mingchuan City, the silver-haired woman continued. The reason she mentioned universes was to remind the powerful beings present of the gravity of the situation. If universes could not withstand the chaos of the Great Saints' clash, then nothing else stood a chance. Universes will be destroyed, entering the Great Dissolution beforehand? Lin Yuan's expression grew solemn as he grasped the gravity of the situation. Chapter 986. The Greatest Opportunity of the Origin World. Main Universe, Shenhuang Secret Realm. Lin Yuan opened his eyes, his eyebrows slightly furrowed. Universal catastrophe? Lin Yuan thought to himself, the combat between 2 Chaos Great Saints leading to the collapse of all universes within a vast area, prematurely entering universal catastrophe. This kind of example, he had indeed seen it in the records of the Demon Jade Space and the profound Shenhuang lineage. The attacks of a Chaos Great Saint are capable of shattering all defensive barriers of a universe. Even if they cannot completely erase this universe, they can still force its destruction, reverting it to its initial state. For the universe itself, there are not many effects, for the universe still exists, but for the creatures within the universe, it is a disaster. If the universal catastrophe truly arrives early, what should I do? Lin Yuan's thoughts fluctuated. The universal catastrophe, in fact, also has little effect on Lin Yuan. With his strength, he can easily withstand the great destruction of the catastrophe and enter the Chaos Void. Even if he is unwilling to enter the Chaos Void, Lin Yuan can also rely on the Shenhuang Secret Realm, hiding inside much like the Robber Clan, surviving until the next cosmic era. The Shenhuang Secret Realm? being semi-fused with the origin source, would not be affected by the universal catastrophe, making it nearly absolutely safe to hide inside, similar to the robber clan's wooden hut. Moreover, Lin Yuan can also traverse through the Myriad Realms gate into other dimensional worlds. After stepping into the second layer, many restrictions of the Myriad Realms gate were lifted for Lin Yuan, allowing his true self to descend upon any world. This method is even more reliable than the Shen Huang's secret realm. As long as beings under the 13th layer do not act, the Shen Huang's secret realm remains in peace. But what if a 13th layer being takes action? Of course, what kind of existence is a 13th layer being? The probability of them acting against the universe is nearly zero, but there is still such a possibility. But the Myriad Realms gate? Even for 13th layer beings, it is very difficult to explore the worlds of other dimensional levels. If the Shen Huang secret realm is nearly absolutely safe, then through the Myriad Realms gate it is absolutely safe. In short, Lin Yuan's method of solving the universal catastrophe is too simple. For other beings it is a catastrophe even for the 12th layer ultimate beings. But in Lin Yuan's heart, it is not a concern at all. However, even though Lin Yuan himself might not have a problem, countless citizens of human civilization would probably have to make a choice. This matter needs to be communicated to Shen Yuan and Xia Qin. Lin Yuan quickly began contacting the other 9 supreme beings of human civilization. In matters concerning the survival of the entire human civilization, the 9 supreme beings also have the right to know. A moment later, virtual world. On the 10 thrones, figures appeared one after another. Galaxy, what's the matter calling us here? What you're saying? Must there be a matter to summon us? Indeed. We could also gather and chat from time to time. The 9 supreme beings of human civilization were unusually relaxed. Now that the entire universe had become the territory of human civilization, they, as supreme beings, are naturally very relaxed. In the past, there was the threat of the 12th layer ultimate beings from the other 11 peak clan powers. The 9 human supreme beings, while not walking on thin ice, felt a lot of pressure. But now, the robber clan adopted a policy of self-preservation, and the ultimate beings from the other top 10 peak clans were suppressed, with their clan entities also being integrated into human civilization. The human civilization of today is definitely the most prosperous ever. Seeing this, their supreme beings naturally felt very content. Lin Yuan, looking at the 9 human supreme beings, pondered for a moment, and then said, I have long since dispatched an avatar to explore the chaos void. The 9 supreme beings immediately started listening attentively. Ordinary 12th layer path splitting realm powerhouses, their avatars, simply cannot stray too far from the universe. But Lin Yuan? The miracles created by Lin Yuan were just too many. Thus, when the 9 supreme beings learned that Lin Yuan had already begun exploring the chaos void outside the universe, not a single one was surprised. However, what followed? The words spoken by Lin Yuan caused all the supreme beings' faces to change color. What? You mean to say our universe is about to be enveloped in the combat of 2 chaos great saints, stepping prematurely into universal catastrophe? Xia Qin's supreme being's face was full of shock. He didn't even know what a chaos great saint represented. But he understood very clearly the meaning of universal catastrophe. The rest of the 8 supreme beings felt similarly. The universe stepping prematurely into catastrophe was a disaster for all 12th layer beings within the universe. Galaxy Master, are you sure this is true? The ancient power supreme being earnestly inquired. Universal catastrophe was not something to take lightly. It was related to their future and the entire human civilization. I'm 90% certain. Lin Yuan nodded. The ancient Ming Chaos continent started a long voyage to avoid the combat zone of the 2 Chaos Great Saints. Considering the mass of the ancient Ming Chaos continent, how vast an amount of Chaos Stones would be needed for its movement. The ancient Ming Venerable, daring to make such a move, must have received precise information. 90% certain? The hearts of the supreme beings present thumped. 90% certainty practically assured that this event would happen. When roughly will the combat of the 2 Chaos Great Saints affect us? Shen Yuan Supreme inquired. Between 100 to 1,000 years. Lin Yuan answered. According to the red region marked by the silver-haired woman on the map, The position of their home universe was directly in the trajectory of the two Chaos Great Saints battle zone, and it would be one of the first areas to be affected. Time in the Chaos Void might be in a few years, but the flow of time within the universe is much faster, approximately within a century or a millennium. Chapter 987. The atmosphere among the 10 strongest beings of human civilization was extremely solemn. We owe a great deal to Galaxy. If it weren't for you, I'm afraid we wouldn't have known until the very moment the universe was on the brink of destruction. The Shenyuan Supreme took a deep breath and said seriously, facing a disaster like the universe's destruction, knowing in advance versus knowing at the last minute are completely different concepts. When a normal universe approaches destruction, there would be many signs. Beings of the second layer within the universe would make corresponding preparations, such as beginning to migrate populations, gathering up the many resources within the universe, and so on. But this kind of destruction hastened by external forces. If Lin Yuan hadn't spoken up, the losses to human civilization would have been immense. The most critical point is that moving the human population takes time. During the universe's destruction, the universes within the bodies of the Supremes can carry some of the humans by transferring their life essence into the river of time within their universes. But this process takes time. Additionally, the universe is vast and contains many resource planets and secret realms. These planets' secret realms could be slowly exploited, functioning like money trees, but if the universe's destruction is indeed imminent, one would definitely pack everything and leave, even if it means suffering some losses. Indeed, Xia Qin, along with the other Supremes, nodded as well. If the universe's destruction can't be stopped, the best they can do now is to minimize further losses. If the universe's destruction really does come, resources and such are not a big issue. They're inanimate objects and don't require life essence transfer. They can be placed in any space we open up. But our human population, the Shenyuan Supreme was somewhat worried. The transfer of life is not as simple as one might imagine. The universes within the bodies of the 9 Supremes of human civilization are each hundreds of thousands of light-years in size. Combined, they add up to millions of light-years. Add Lin Yuan's universe to that. With so much space, if people were squeezed in a bit and the quality of living environments were reduced somewhat, it would be entirely sufficient to migrate the majority of the human population. However, during the universe's destruction, the more lives a Supreme carries within their universe, the heavier the cataclysm they would bear. If a Supreme were to carry all life within his universe, including those of the second layer, they would endure the full pressure of the origin source. And the origin source equates to the life essence of a Chaos Venerable. It's like facing the full force of a Chaos Venerable, and even the peak of the path-splitting realm would be instantly reduced to ashes. Therefore, even if the universe within a Supreme is large enough, the number of lives they can take is limited. According to the current population of human civilization, a Supreme could barely take away 1 in 100,000, and any more would reduce the chances of surviving the cataclysm. I can take away 1% of the current human population, Lin Yuan said after pondering for a while. 1%. The Shenyuan Supreme's pupils contracted. As one of the once 12 pinnacle forces, how vast was the human civilization's population? Even if it was only 1%, that was still an incredibly large number, trillions upon trillions times trillions. Galaxy, ensuring the most complete migration of our human population is critical, but your safety is more important. As long as you're here, the human civilization will persist, Xia Qin said with slight concern. A Supreme at the peak of the path-splitting realm would normally be able to safely endure the universe's destruction, as long as the number of lives they carry doesn't exceed the limit. But the current 1% of the human civilization, that is far beyond the limit. At least if a Supreme at the peak of the path-splitting realm dared to take that many lives, they would face the final targeted destruction from the universe's origin source. The other Supremes looked at Lin Yuan as well. While they naturally hoped that more humans could survive, they did not wish for Lin Yuan to encounter any accidents during the upcoming universe's destruction. Rest assured, I have an idea in mind. Lin Yuan nodded. His in-body universe was growing every moment. In hundreds of years, it would reach its limit of 8 million light-years in diameter. With the foundation of such a universe, coupled with Lin Yuan's many methods, fending off the corresponding level of cataclysm from the universe's destruction shouldn't be a problem. In fact, if Lin Yuan could step into the Tao realm in the next few hundred years and his in-body universe underwent transformation again, the number of humans he could carry would increase further. But to ascend from the path-splitting realm to the sovereign realm, Lin Yuan needs to grow in all aspects to his utmost limit, not just the universe within his body. Lin Yuan has no confidence that he can step into the sovereign realm within 1,000 years. This 1,000 years is 1,000 years within the universe, but if it is in the chaos void or that origin source, it is merely 2 or 3 years. That's good. The Shenyuan Supreme nodded and then turned to the other 8 Supremes. Then let's leave first and arrange the matters to come. Okay, Lin Yuan said. Shenhuang's secret realm. Lin Yuan felt a sense of urgency. Even if everything goes well, facing the impending universe destruction, 99% of humanity will perish. Even if Lin Yuan manages to luck into the sovereign realm before the imminent universe destruction, he could at most bring along 10 times more humans. 90% of humanity will still die. My strength is still too weak. Lin Yuan sighed. If he were a Chaos Great Saint, the skirmish between the Shadow Demon Great Saint and the 9 Phoenix Great Saint couldn't even shake the region he wished to protect. The aftershocks of a battle between 2 great saints might force a Chaos Venerable like Ancient Ming to retreat early, but for great saints of the same level it would mean nothing. If Lin Yuan were to advance further and become the Moyu Tower Master, or a peerless great saint like His Majesty Shenhuang, then no matter how great the enmity of the Shadow Demon Great Saint or the 9 Phoenix Great Saint, when passing near Lin Yuan's territory, not to mention fighting, they probably wouldn't even dare to make a slightly louder noise. No matter inside the universe or the chaos void outside, strength is respected above all. Sovereign realm, Lin Yuan thought to himself. For nearly all cultivators in the path-splitting realm, the most difficult part about ascending to the sovereign realm is the comprehension of numerous rules and the corresponding mental will. However, Lin Yuan has already met all these requirements. For Lin Yuan, ascending to the sovereign realm is merely a matter of time. He only needs all aspects of his physical body, soul body, and the universe within to naturally reach their peak. Then he can ascend. Origin source, Qingfen domain, Yu family. Lin Yuan was sitting cross-legged. The injuries have almost all recovered. Lin Yuan examined his internals and saw that the injuries caused by the unique dark energy erosion from the Dongyang family had now healed by 90%. The cultivation system of this origin source. Many pieces of information emerged in Lin Yuan's mind, the most important being that including the Yu family, Dongyang family, and even the Lord Qingfen, their cultivation paths all originated from the Fierce Sun ancient country. The Fierce Sun ancient country, a colossal entity that the original Yu Yan had been hearing about since he was a child, is said to have an ancestor who was the eternal Fierce Sun above the firmament. Eternal Fierce Sun? Lin Yuan looked up slightly, and even though separated by an unknown amount of space and time, he could still feel the terror of the Fierce Sun above the sky, at least far surpassing the feeling the Chaos Continent of ancient Ming gave him. If this eternal Fierce Sun truly transformed into the ancestor of the Fierce Sun ancient country, then what realm is he? A Chaos Great Saint? A Peerless Great Saint? Or a 13th layer temporal life form? Lin Yuan thought to himself. Even compared to the images left by Shenhuang and the Moyu Tower Master, that eternal Fierce Sun seemed far more powerful. Of course, the eternal Fierce Sun Lin Yuan felt was just an insignificant part of its full power, as were the images of Shenhuang and the Moyu Tower Master. The two could not be directly compared. Forget it. Thinking about these matters now is too far-fetched. Lin Yuan reined in his thoughts and began to look at the space-time around him, his expression revealing a trace of excitement. The space-time of this origin source is displaying directions entirely different from those of the main universe and the chaos void. Lin Yuan carefully observed the minutiae of space-time, while comparing them to those of the main universe and the chaos void. Hum! 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 Countless sparks of enlightenment surged in Lin Yuan's mind, feeling his understanding of space-time advancing in a terrifying manner. Chapter 988 The True Appearance of the Mysterious Gourd. Your understanding transcends the heavens. feeling different dimensions and different time-space facets, greatly enhancing your comprehension of time-space. Lin Yuan immersed himself in the temporal and spatial fluctuations around him. Each thread of fluctuation in his eyes was perfect, distinctly different from the fluctuations of the chaos void, yet existing on the same level. In just half a day, Lin Yuan's comprehension of the seventh realm of time and space elevated from the initial stage to the middle stage. This is too exaggerated. Lin Yuan steadied his spirit, his mind extremely delighted. For ordinary sovereign beings to advance from the initial to the middle stage of the seventh realm, it would take at least several cosmic eras, if not dozens. Even for Lin Yuan, who possesses against heaven's understanding, after entering the 12th phase and seeing a surge in his speed of comprehension, he thought it would take thousands of years to achieve. This was already considered extremely fast. 1,000 years in the cosmos is just a few years passing in the chaos void. But now, it only took half a day? No wonder those beings of the 13th dimension of time long to explore other dimensional worlds, thought Lin Yuan. The faces revealed by the rules between different dimensional worlds may differ, and the different facets of these rules play a crucial role in elevating one's own rules comprehension to perfect levels. What is the difference between temporal beings and perfect time beings? Perfection. Every aspect of a perfect time being is perfect. The rules they comprehend, their physical bodies and souls, all embody perfection and encompass everything. The many-dimension worlds Lin Yuan had arrived at through his numerous journeys, all fell below the dimensional plane of the main universe. Even the immortal realm was barely on the same level as the main universe but still far inferior to the chaos void. If the planes were not on the level of the main universe and chaos void, the aspects of the rules they operate under are naturally mostly encompassed by the rules of the chaos void. But this origin world, in terms of the speed of time flow, it is not inferior to the chaos void, and the aspects of its operating rules are even in different directions compared to those of the chaos void. And the operation of rules in different directions creates an unprecedented impact for someone like Lin Yuan, who possesses against heaven's understanding. This is wondrous. So this is what the golden rule is like? Not merely symbolizing sharpness. And the water rule? It also has an extremely destructive side. Lin Yuan was mesmerized. The operation of the rules in this origin world represents a completely different path of cultivation. Not just another way, but another grand pathway of cultivation, wholly different from the path in the main universe's chaos void. It's like having the same mathematical problem and seeing different solutions, which has an unimaginable impact on understanding the essence of the problem. Focusing most of his mind on comprehending the origin rules of this origin world, Lin Yuan began to scrutinize himself. Name: Yu Yen Lin Yuan. Identity: holder of the myriad realms gate. Binded talent: against heaven's understanding. Divine skills: blood rebirth. Divine skills: mountain moving. Divine skills: strengthening. Divine skills: element body. Divine skills: world. Divine skills: sky ripping. Current status: consciousness arrival. Remaining duration of stay: none. The duration of stay is none? Does this mean there's no limit to my stay in this world? Until death or choosing to return voluntarily? Lin Yuan thought to himself. Also, this arrival, having split off almost half of my real true spirit consciousness, does this body of mine now strictly no longer count as an incarnation but rather a clone? Lin Yuan speculated in his mind. With so much true spirit consciousness, even if Lin Yuan's true body in the main universe's chaos void perished, he would not die. Essentially, there is no difference from his true self now. Another boost to my survival means. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. The true terror of the myriad realms gate after the 12th phase had just begun to show. What I need to do now is continue perfecting my martial Tao path according to the operation of this origin world's rules. Lin Yuan thought to himself. As the rules of different dimensional worlds vary, showing different aspects, martial Tao naturally also needs to adapt to different extents. And when martial Tao reaches the stage where it can exert full strength in any dimensional world, that will be Lin Yuan's moment stepping into the realm of perfect time beings. The path of perfect time beings is universal across the myriad worlds and endless dimensional planes, requiring no adaptation, no perfecting, because they are inherently the most perfect. I wonder, what divine skills will this physical body awaken to? Lin Yuan anticipated inwardly. Consolidating bloodline power to birth physical body divine abilities is a unique advantage of the martial Tao cultivation system. From the several awakenings of physical body divine abilities before, Lin Yuan concluded, the strength of the physical body divine abilities is related. During this traversal, Lin Yuan's residence time in the Feng Yuan world was not limited. He had plenty of time to expend. Dongyang family. Dongyang Meng stood there quietly, her appearance strikingly beautiful. That Yu family boy truly has a large fate. He even withstood our clan's black descent power. The patriarch of the Dongyang clan frowned from his throne. After Dongyang Meng lured out Yu Yen, the main powerhouses of the Dongyang clan didn't make a move to avoid alarming the Yu family. Instead, they utilized the black descent power crafted by an ancestor of the Dongyang family and struck Yu Yen with it. The black descent power, an ultimate destructive force, meant that even with the protection of various Yu family assets, Yu Yen should not have been able to endure for long. Yet, he actually managed to survive until reaching his family. However, even though he has survived, he will need decades to recover. Next, the disciple spot for Lord Qingfen can only belong to our Dongyang family. A smile emerged on the face of the patriarch of the Dongyang clan. As long as Dongyang Meng can become a disciple under Lord Qingfen, the Dongyang family will ascend to great heights, becoming a top-tier family. At that time, the Yu family, originally a formidable foe, will no longer have the qualifications to challenge the Dongyang family. Menger, you need not feel guilty about that, Yu family boy. You and he are not of the same level, said the patriarch of the Dongyang clan, comforting Dongyang Meng. As long as I can become a disciple of Lord Qingfen, any sacrifice is worth it, said Dongyang Meng softly. Xianhuang's secret realm. Lin Yuan summoned the six-armed figure. Master! The six-armed figure was extremely respectful. Since Lin Yuan stepped into the 12th layer, revealing many of his formidable capabilities, the six-armed figure had come to regard Lin Yuan as the next Xianhuang. If this universe faces a great destruction, how many lives can the Xianhuang's secret realm sustain? Lin Yuan inquired. In the face of a great cosmic destruction, multiple preparations are needed. The strongest beings of human civilization carrying a portion of their population, and the Xianhuang secret realm, can also sustain a part of the population. How many lives? The six-armed figure hesitated. If it's life beneath the 12th layer, at most it can sustain 100 billion, said the six-armed figure in a low voice. After the great cosmic destruction, everything will revert to the initial state of chaos, and the Xianhuang secret realm will shrink rapidly, with a capacity of 100 billion lives being the limit. What about the 12th layer? Lin Yuan continued to inquire. For the 12th layer, at most 10, the six-armed figure reported truthfully. Every 12th layer being is under the critical watch of the cosmic origin consciousness. The loss of 1 or 2 12th layer beings is manageable, but more than 10. The Xianhuang secret realm might even become the target of the cosmic origin. The methods of Xianhuang are unfathomable. With a wave of his hand, he created 33,333 Xianhuang secret realms, integrating them into different universes. But after all, they are merely integrated, not the universe itself. Understood. Lin Yuan nodded, acknowledging that the Xianhuang secret realm could completely serve as humanity's fallback. At worst, they could become the second robber clan, enduring until the next cosmic era, as long as the lineage of human civilization continues. Of course, even after the great cosmic destruction, Lin Yuan would leave behind a willful incarnation in the Xianhuang secret realm, both as a means to control this realm and as his own life-saving resource. The Xianhuang secret realm isolates causal spacetime, and being inside the universe, its safety level is only slightly lower than the origin world. Another thing, Lin Yuan suddenly stated. Please speak, Master. Immediately responded the six-armed figure. Do you recognize this golden box? An image of the golden box purchased at the Thousand Treasures Convention appeared before Lin Yuan, bearing the unique mark of the profound Shenhuang. This is. The six-armed figure examined the golden box carefully. With its expression continuously changing, it spoke. It's a treasure of our profound Shenhuang lineage. Each of these boxes has been personally crafted by His Majesty Shenhuang, each containing relics crucial to the lineage of profound Shenhuang. Personally crafted by His Majesty Shenhuang? Lin Yuan's expression turned solemn, the origin of this golden box being even more significant than he had thought. Initially, it was regarded as a precious treasure of the profound Shenhuang lineage, but personally crafted by His Majesty Shenhuang? What stature does His Majesty Shenhuang hold? Could the box he personally crafted be a simple object? Even the Shenhuang secret realm was merely an incidental creation by His Majesty Shenhuang, crafting over 30,000 in one go. How can it be opened? Lin Yuan asked. I am not sure. The six-armed figure shook its head. Master, you only need to probe with the aura of your Shenhuang mark. As long as it meets the requirements to open, the box will naturally open. Lin Yuan, having taken charge of a Shenhuang secret realm, held the identity of a successor of His Majesty Shenhuang, an identity that could be confirmed by the Shenhuang mark within him. Having acquired the desired answers from the six-armed figure, Lin Yuan was about to continue his cultivation and enlightenment. The rules operating in different facets of the origin world brought profound impacts to Lin Yuan, with new insights emerging nearly every moment. Just then, Lin Yuan's expression subtly changed. A gourd. Lin Yuan extended his right hand, and a palm-sized gourd appeared. Since Lin Yuan ascended to the 12th layer, his internal world transformed into an internal universe, and this mysterious gourd began a kind of transformation which was now nearly complete. This is. Lin Yuan held the gourd. A massive amount of information surged from within the gourd into his mind. Chapter 989. The Structure of the Universe Within. Lin Yuan looked at the gourd in his hand. At this moment, the gourd was no longer the original gray-purple color. Instead, it had become a translucent jade color. Pure. Flawless. Lin Yuan gently stroked it, and a mass of information surged from the gourd into his mind. This jade gourd. A look of astonishment appeared on Lin Yuan's face. The information conveyed by the transformed jade gourd was not difficult to comprehend. The general idea was, since Lin Yuan had awakened the gourd to its current state, he must have already absorbed the previous 7 types of divine liquid, completing the most basic foundation setting. To fully refine the jade gourd, one must comprehend the 3,333 symbols contained within the space of the gourd within a cosmic era. Only by doing so could one completely control the jade gourd and obtain the greatest benefits contained within it. After absorbing the 7 colored liquids, allowing the inner world to break through its shackles and expand to 23 times its original size, is this merely completing the most basic foundation? Ripples stirred in Lin Yuan's heart. Until now, even after spending time on the ancient Ming Chaos continent, he had never heard of any methods that could enhance the fundamental size of the world within a life form, let alone an expansion by 23-fold. This gourd. Lin Yuan steadied his mind. Since he had obtained the gourd, he had made various guesses and speculations, but he had never expected it to be like this. 3,333 symbols. Lin Yuan hesitated for a moment, and then sent a sliver of his primordial spirit, attempting to penetrate into the gourd. The next moment, Lin Yuan found himself in a vast expanse, where the oppressive feeling of space was terrifying to the extreme. A single strike, which could destroy a galaxy in the universe, could only break a stone here. The space-time rule along with many pillar rules, as well as the fundamental structure of this world. Lin Yuan's expression was slightly stern. Just this world alone made him extremely solemn. Where are the symbols? Lin Yuan looked around. According to the information passed on by the jade gourd, he would enter the world within the gourd, yet he had to comprehend the 3,333 symbols. At that moment, the power of the world converged, forming a figure. This figure stood there quietly, surrounded by dozens and hundreds of faint temporal rivers flowing around. Perhaps it wasn't that the temporal rivers were faint, but rather that the figure was too immense, only appearing to be of normal stature in front of Lin Yuan. His hair was twisted and bent, as if containing endless time and space. Even as a mere projection, it exuded a sense that could collapse everything. I've lost track of how long I've lived, a life of ease and carefree. The figure spoke indifferently, until one day, I suddenly felt that I should leave something behind for this dimension. After all, I was born here. Leaving nothing would be somewhat inappropriate. This dimension? Lin Yuan was shocked. An existence described by the term dimension must be at an unimaginably high level of life. The chaos void is vast and boundless, and this boundless chaos void is just a part of that dimension, perhaps as a main body, but the concept of dimension is definitely greater than that of the chaos void. The many worlds Lin Yuan had traversed in the past all originated from other dimensions. After much thought, I crafted 33 jade gourds and scattered them everywhere. Those who are fated will obtain them. Each jade gourd contains my Tao, my laws, my foundation, my core. And this jade gourd represents my very foundation. I have always believed the foundation is extremely important. With a solid foundation, even if the Tao practiced or laws cultivated are slightly weaker, it can be compensated for by the foundation. A solid foundation makes everything easier for life. The figure said with a faint smile. Foundation. Lin Yuan's expression turned thoughtful. Although he did not know what foundation the figure was referring to, it should relate to the inner world or inner universe through the 7 kinds of liquids from the mystical gourd previously. If that was indeed the case, then what this figure said was truly accurate. Even before stepping into the second layer, having an inner world several dozen times larger than other beings of the same level allowed him to sweep through them with ease. So what if his understanding of rules wasn't as profound as others? With a vast inner world and abundant strength from the world's power, he could break all laws with force. Of course, all along, Lin Yuan's strongest aspect was his rule comprehension. With against heaven's understanding, comprehending rules was easier than ever for him. Don't rush. You can only obtain what I have left behind by fully refining the jade gourd. To refine the jade gourd, you must comprehend the 3,333 symbols I have left within one cosmic era. If you haven't comprehended these 3,333 symbols, or if the time taken exceeds one cosmic era, it just means you are not suitable for the path of my foundation. At that time, the jade gourd will vanish and randomly appear anywhere in this dimension, awaiting the next fated individual. After speaking, the figure smiled faintly, and with that, he directly dispersed into thousands of symbols, floating within this world. The jade gourd will disappear if I can't comprehend it? Lin Yuan tensed up. By now he knew that the one who left the jade gourd could very well be the legendary 13th layer temporal being. An item left by a temporal being would make a group of chaos great saints envious and even fight to the death over it. If possible, he certainly didn't want the jade gourd to disappear. With a cosmic era as the time limit, the difficulty of comprehending these symbols must be incredibly high. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Chapter 990. This means that the 13th order temporal being believes that anyone who comprehends all the runes within a cosmic era is qualified to completely control this jade gourd. These runes. After a moment of contemplation, Lin Yuan looked at the more than 3,000 runes floating in the heaven and earth. Each rune was the size of a fist, but vaguely, it seemed like a universe unto itself. One rune is equal to one universe? Lin Yuan let out a breath of relief. Doesn't that mean that 3,333 runes are equivalent to 3,333 universes? Equivalent to 3,333 Chaos Venerables? Not exactly one universe. Lin Yuan carefully observed, his gaze continuously sweeping over each rune. Each rune represents the unique structure of a certain universe, and strictly speaking, the 3,333 runes explicate 3,333 types of cosmic structures. The essence of the origin source in the universe is the same, but the structures differ, the microcosmic arrangements differ, and the universes that are ultimately formed are also completely different. Just like the basic element carbon, different ways of structuring carbon can lead to vastly different substances like diamond and coal. It is the same with universes. Universes also have so many ways of structuring. Lin Yuan gazed at the 3,333 runes, astounded in his heart. No matter which type of structure, the universe that is finally formed is far superior to the home universe where Lin Yuan resides. Why are you not hasting to comprehend the first rune? What are you hesitating for? A childish voice came through, only to see a red-dressed girl with jejune features and two sky-piercing braids appeared not far away, looking at Lin Yuan with boredom and reminded him. Who are you? Lin Yuan looked at the red-dressed girl. Compared to the figure that condensed earlier, the red-dressed girl was more like a living being. That figure was clearly just an image, without the slightest consciousness. Who am I? If you can pass the test, you are my master, and I will assist you in cultivating the inheritance left by my old master. The red-dressed girl rolled her eyes. You don't think that you alone, without any guidance, can cultivate the inheritance left by the old master, do you? So that's how it is. Lin Yuan suddenly understood. The red-dressed girl should be similar to a teacher role, prepared by the being who left behind the jade gourd for those who come after, to guide them on how to cultivate the inheritance within the jade gourd. How great was my old master! Even the foundational inheritance he left behind is as difficult to cultivate as ascending to the heavens. And without me by your side to give pointers, there's even less hope. The red-dressed girl stood with her chest puffed out, speaking proudly. Understood. Lin Yuan nodded. Indeed, this was the case. Many inheritances of human civilization also come with a vast array of guidance. To cultivate on one's own would make it difficult to achieve anything significant. It's good that you understand my importance. The red-dressed girl continued. These 3,333 runes represent 3,333 different cosmic structural laws. As for the use, the red-dressed girl said, it's to integrate them into your inner cosmos, to allow your inner cosmos to possess all the advantages of these 3,333 cosmic structural laws. The red-dressed girl explained. Inner cosmos. Lin Yuan also thought of this point. An inner cosmos of the same size and area, its quality is determined by the cosmic structure. The more perfect the cosmic structure, the more profound the foundation of the inner cosmos, which is the strongest foundation of a 12th-order life. Of course, each method of inner cosmic structure is incredibly complex, and the difficulty of fully comprehending them is imaginable. The cosmos is vast and limitless, and so are the methods of construction within it. This is precisely why the time limit given by the owner of the jade gourd is a cosmic era. If I can comprehend these 3,333 cosmic structural laws, and then integrate them into my inner cosmos, what level will my inner cosmos reach? Lin Yuan suddenly had a thought and asked. Comprehend the 3,333 cosmic structural laws? The red-dressed girl blinked. You haven't even begun, and you're already thinking about what happens after comprehension? However, if you truly can do so, your inner cosmos will probably be close to the level of a normal chaos realm's inner cosmos, right? The red-dressed girl thought for a moment, then explained nonetheless. She too hoped that Lin Yuan could comprehend all the runes within a cosmic era, meaning she could also gain a certain degree of freedom, without having to be trapped inside the jade gourd for long, endless cosmic eras. An inner cosmos close to a normal chaos realm? Lin Yuan took a deep breath. A universe within the body of a normal chaos venerable? It meant that Lin Yuan could withstand the surge of power during the cosmic catastrophe, and if that were true, he alone could carry most of human civilization through the cosmic disaster. For now, you should stop thinking too much and strive to comprehend all the runes within one cosmic era. The girl in red reminded him again. No problem. Lin Yuan nodded. Cosmic starry skies. Lin Yuan revealed his figure. A palace the size of a fist appeared before him. It was the ultimate defense palace activated by the Yu-Clan Ultimate, at the pinnacle of the path-splitting realm. Inside, it suppressed dozens of 12-stage ultimates from this universe. The cosmic catastrophe is imminent, and there's no need to continue this stalemate with these 12-stage ultimates. Lin Yuan looked at the imposing palace. According to Lin Yuan's original plan, he intended to continue suppressing the dozens of ultimates inside the palace until he stepped into the Chaos Realm, reaching the level of a Chaos Great Saint. Then, resolve them all together. His home universe was still far from a normal cosmic catastrophe. With Lin Yuan's speed of cultivation, he was quite confident in becoming a Chaos Venerable before the arrival of the cosmic catastrophe, although not daring to claim he would become a Chaos Great Saint. But the fight between two Chaos Great Saints caused the cosmic catastrophe to arrive ahead of time. Under such circumstances, Lin Yuan faced two choices regarding the dozens of 12-stage ultimates inside the palace. One was to continue ignoring them until the cosmic catastrophe came, then casually throw the palace into the depths of the universe, allowing the dozens of 12-stage ultimates to perish with the universe. But this choice seemed slightly wasteful. At the very least, the palace itself at the pinnacle of the path-splitting realm, as well as the many weapons, treasures, and rarities of the dozens of 12-stage ultimates inside, would be lost. Thus, Hello everyone, this is Shadow. Due to copyright restrictions on YouTube, I can't publish many of the audiobooks you love. That's why I've created a special paid service where you can enjoy over 300 high-quality audiobooks from platforms like Webnovel, Pocket FM, Audible, Wuxia, and more. Each novel comes as a one-time purchase, no subscriptions, no hidden fees. After payment, you'll receive full access via Telegram, along with all future updates for that novel. You'll find a wide selection of your favorite genres and titles, always in premium audio quality. Check the full list of available novels in the description. DM me now to get your favorite stories in audiobook form and start listening today.